Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Just a couple of things before we start. I kind of wanted to go over just a few things, a little bit of housekeeping. First, I'd like to welcome all my new subscribers. I welcome you aboard. I hope you enjoy my channel. I want to thank Rick from Warthog to send people my way. I appreciate it, and I hope that I can make them as happy with my channel as you make me with yours. I really do enjoy the content that you put out. Also, I want you guys to check out my description box, because what I've done is I've added some things in there that I didn't have before. So one of those is I did a channel chat with JB of Big Red EDC. So I put a link for that in there. I also have a link to Wolf's Prairie Outdoors, where this survival hatchet that I won from them, uh, it was shot with a 45-70, and that was part of the giveaway that they did. And so I do have a link to the video of that if you'd like to see uh, an axe, or a hatchet rather, get shot by a 45-70. And check out Hardcore Hammers. They make a very unique product with this kind of a hybrid waffle and plain face hammer. They do hammers, axes, and hatchets. So check them out. They have some really cool stuff there. And remember, always wear eye protection when you use one of these things. I probably don't have to tell the older guys in this audience, but hatchets and axes are probably the most dangerous of the edged implements out there, especially when you're teaching kids and stuff how to use them. A lot of avoidable accidents happen, but be very careful when you use any of these. But also in the description box is a list of channels that kind of focus on more traditional and slip joint knives. And so I put them in there. If I missed any channels, or if you have a favorite that you don't see on there, please let me know in the comment section, and I'll go ahead and add them to that list. It's not anything really big, I guess, but it's something that I can do to help gain exposure for those channels. And some of the channels are really big, and some of them are kind of small. And so I just figured that if we put that out there, it gives everybody kind of a chance to see where to go. And let's build this slip joint part of the hobby out a little bit more, because there's a whole lot more than just the modern tactical knives and the modern type knives that are out there. I'm gonna go ahead and set this up here at the top of the board there. One of the other things I wanted to talk about was that today is the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks, and I just kind of wanted to say something that I know from my personal experience, which, I when I was a kid growing up in the 70s, my mom and dad won a trip to go to Hawaii, and they took my grandparents. And us kids, we didn't go. But when they came back, they were talking about their stuff, and I talked to my grandma, and she was saying that when she went to the Pearl Harbor Memorial, how she cried. And at the time, being a kid, I didn't really get it, because we didn't have anybody that was there. You know, in World War II in the Navy, we didn't have anybody that was in our family that was impacted by that. But then when September 11th happened, I totally get her emotions and her feelings and stuff, and I've felt that many times. And personally, I've cried at many of the 9/11 memorials and stuff. In fact, the 10-year anniversary, we had some foster kids, and we were at our church, and they were doing a 9/11 memorial, and I was crying, and our foster daughter looked at me, and she didn't understand why I was crying either. So I get that now. When you're a kid, you don't understand it. When you are an adult, you fully understand it. If you're a prayerful person, I would say, you know, please send a prayer to all the families that were impacted, with both the survivors of the people that were killed and the people that fell, all the first responders that willingly charged into those buildings to try to save as many people as they could, to all our servicemen and women that have served in the global war on terror, all of our allies that served alongside of us, and pray for the people that unfortunately are still trapped in Afghanistan, and pray for our country, because it appears that we have not only no moral compass, but we certainly are lacking leadership in the executive and military branches at this time. And it's a sad time to be an American and realize all the stuff that's going on. But this is not a political channel, and I'll try to stay away from political topics. But that one, I think, kind of spans whatever your personal beliefs may be. Anyways, let's talk about knives, because that's why we're here. We really want to talk about knives. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of American Buffalo Knife and Tool, and I love their Roper series of knives. The first one I got was this Pecos hybrid. I think they called it a hybrid trapper, but it may or may not. It's kind of more of a hunter shape in the frame to me, but it's such a good knife. It's got this creamy yellow Delrin. This knife's been on the channel a ton because I love it so much. It has a thumb stud, it has a pocket clip, and it has a liner lock. Super capable knife, beautiful, beautiful clip point blade. This one is, you know, for me, it's definitely a Hall of Fame knife. The next one that I got that was in their Pecos series was their mini trapper. Again, with the creamy yellow Delrin. And I really liked how their Spay Blade sits up. It's a little more aggressive. Here's a case mini trapper. And you can see that the Spay Blade just sits up just that much prouder. And the nail nick is just right there. Also, the blade shapes are just a little bit different. We'll go through that. That's one of the things I do like, is how they do change their blade shapes just slightly. So here you go with your mini trappers, and you can see that the case has a little more belly, but the Roper is got a little more point to it. Both are really capable blade shapes, and either one would get the job done perfectly. The same thing with the Spay. It's just a little bit different, but I like the differences. As you can see, the case has a little more belly again, and the Roper does not. So it's, you know, interesting differences, and I really like how theirs are. I'm going to leave that open like that. We'll kind of put, we'll put these guys together like so. Same thing for this one. This is the Ash Viper Stockman, and I really love how they did the bone on here, how they did the cuts and the detail within it. And I really like the rope braid or ring on the bolsters. I think that just looks fantastic. And again, this clip is probably the nicest clip on any Stockman that I've seen. Here's a case Stockman. We'll compare these, and I just love how much bigger, how much pointier that knife blade on the Roper is. Just fantastic. I think that's great. Shout out to my wife. She gifted me this case Stockman, and it is beautiful and capable, just like her. Anyways, let's go to the clip point, or not clip point, the Sheepsfoot. And you see the blade is just a little bit longer. It's got more of a point to it. It's, you know, just ever so much more of an angle out. And I think that really provides a lot of capability to that blade. And then we'll look at the Spay Blades on these, and they're also slightly different. And again, maybe not as much belly. Definitely the unsharpened point comes down. It's, a little narrower. This is a little fuller. You have a lot more curve at the end. This is a little more pointier at the end. For me, I do appreciate the pointiness on this particular Stockman. And again, we'll set these guys over to the side. That brings us to the star of the show, which is going to be this Roper Tumbleweed, which is a Sodbuster Junior, but it's a lockback. And this was provided to me by one of my viewers, Hal, and he did the patina on this blade also, which looks fantastic. This has a white bone handle, and this is a 3.5-inch frame, so it's the same as a Sodbuster Junior. And I have a size large glove, but I can get all my fingers on this, and I think, you have just as much control over that as anything else. I also have a case Sodbuster Junior here, and this one, again, when we look at the blade shapes, we're looking at a lot more belly on the case and a little more pointy on the Roper. So again, a difference in our blade shapes, but I think these are all, the case knives and the Roper knives are all just fantastic. But the Ropers are a real bargain for the money. Most of your cases, except for the Sodbuster Juniors, are going to be, starting in the, $40 range, I guess. The Sodbusters, I think they start at about 28. So you're looking anywhere from 30 to 55 on the cases, and all of these Ropers are under $25. And so, when you look at the bargain, plus they're in 1065 carbon, they are great knives. The cases are all made in the US, and the Ropers are made in China, if that matters to you. But maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But I still think the Ropers are a fantastic bargain. They're built beautifully. The fit and construction on these, no gapping, beautiful bone covers, nice blade shapes, all of these. I mean, this white bone is just awesome. Again, you're looking at just perfect fit and finish on these. But that's all we got for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I'm grateful for everyone that came over from Warthog's channel, and I hope that I provide lots of entertainment for you. And we will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.